what this is a basic uh this is a basic thing. This is a basic like kind of channel trailer. This is going to be the channel trailer. It's just a basic overview of the channel. It's just a kind of placeholder video. So we're going to go over a bit of backstory, and we're going to talk about the future. We're going to talk about past, present, future. All right, so the things that me and Devin have in common, right? Just a little bit about ourselves. The things me and Devin have in common, Devin and I have in common, is we're gamers, we're YouTubers, and we're aspiring filmmakers, right? You'd agree?
Yes.
We've got a couple of other things. Like, we've got this really weird dynamic where we're like the same but different in a lot of ways. Like, his branded colors were white and blue, and my branded colors were red and black because I'm an edgelord.
Yeah.
All right, Devin, I'm going to let you go through your backstory and.
Okay, so I'm not really sure where to start. Well, okay.
Just
I was in
just
my
your
bed,
YouTube, just your YouTube channel.
I felt like shit, and I vomited like twice that day.
Okay.
And then Isaac messages me, and he's like,
Not of how we met, but how like you
And then,
like.
and then I get this notification, and he buys me Skyrim. Just out of the nowhere. And it was that forth on, I knew I could extort this man out of every buck.
God damn it. That's not how I see it.
I became a
Disclaimer.
YouTuber. Technically, okay, I was a YouTuber because... What was the first video I ever made?
Fuck if I know.
I'm pretty sure it was a Minecraft video.
Of course.
Like, it was just me setting off some fireworks for July the 4th.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
My first video, I believe, was a Happy New Year thing in Los Santos.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I remember that.
I think I've since unlisted/deleted it.
I hope you haven't, because that's amazing.
No, it was bad.
I don't care. It was amazing.
Why?
Because it was funny.
No, it wasn't.
But yeah, and then I was like, I had this friend named Cody, and at the time he was pretty cool. I don't know if he is now, but there was a brief period where he was kind of a dick. From what I saw, at least. I'm not going to make any actual assumptions. He could be a really nice guy the whole time, but we were like, hey, we should do YouTube. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. But I don't have anything to record with. And he gave me a perfectly legal copy of Fraps.
Uh-huh.
Which...
As you do.
Which I mean, all it was sending me the install exe. They should have done better to... Like, my God.
To make it perfectly legal.
I'm not going to pay $20 to fucking...
Fraps isn't even that good.
I'm not going to pay $20 to record for over 15 seconds.
Right.
You know? Like, if you're going to set your bar that low for a free copy, then what's the point?
To get them sick frags, bro.
Exactly. And then eventually, I started, our first gaming video was on Team Fortress 2. And we both sucked at the game big time. And I even, started a little drama with some bitch that was swearing at people for sucking. And it was MVM. Who yells at someone for sucking at MVM? Honestly. So, and then we did Roblox stuff for a little while. And we did War Thunder, we did all sorts of shit. And then after I met Isaac, Cody and I stopped hanging out for some reason. I can't remember. I think we just stopped, you know? And then Isaac and I started doing shit a couple years later. And since then, I've gone from YouTuber to wannabe filmmaker.
Right. We went through some transitional phase, just some kind of filler. GTA came out, right? It came out. It came out, and then it came out for PC. I got Devin. I've bought Devin a lot of stuff over the years, but it came out for PC, and he's like, "Man, I wish I could. I have a good gaming PC. I wish I had it." And lo and behold, I had enough money, and it was either around his birthday or I just
Yeah, it was
I don't know.
actually like right around the time they added snow in.
right.
Like a couple weeks later, I joined in. And there was cocaine all over Los Santos.
Cocaine. But yeah, we I got him the game for his birthday, I assume, and he enjoyed it. I got the game for myself, I believe.
I'm pretty sure you got it like a long time before I got it.
Yeah, but I couldn't run
by
it.
By the time I had it, it had been out for like quite a while, like at least 6 months.
Right.
You bought it, but your computer wouldn't work on online.
Yeah, it would freeze.
And it would freeze every time you tried to join.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I do? Like, I'm pretty sure. What was it that I did that helped you?
I don't remember, but the point is that we got into GTA, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of are like, wouldn't it be funny if we made a GTA movie with like just a bunch of stupid premises and just whatever?
And this was at the time we both had okay computers.
Yeah.
Like you were using your first Asus at the time.
Yeah.
And I was still using the flagship.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with the flagship was, the only reason I got a new computer is because the flagship did this thing with GTA where I'd just be driving down the road,
mm-hmm.
and all of the buildings would disappear, and like the high detailed map would disappear, and it would like look polygon, like all the buildings would look polygon in the distance.
Yeah.
And there was no reason for it. Like they never did a graphics upgrade.
Right.
So it was confusing me.
Right.
So I just straight up built a whole new computer and kept my hard drive and power supply because that's the only things that I didn't need to replace.
Is this from your current computer?
Yes, those are the
That's
things.
probably
That's exactly why my computer is still kind of shitty, is because it has a hard drive that I've been using.
You should honestly use the CUDA that I gave you.
Well, no, I'm gonna use the terabyte as a main drive.
No, okay. What I'm saying is you should use the CUDA as a main drive and then basically swap them.
Okay, well I'll still have the other ones in there though.
Yeah, because then
that's actually not a bad idea because
here's the thing, is that then you don't have to port your files over. If you have admin access, you can just install it on the CUDA.
Right.
And then plug the other ones in as secondary drives, and you'll have your files.
Well, I'll have to partition Windows off of the main drive currently. Right?
No. You can just access the file system.
What?
Yeah, you can just access it from the root.
But there'll be operating systems on 2 hard drives and the computer won't start. That's what happens.
No, you just make sure you install it. Okay, here's the thing. Is that it's hard to explain, but basically the boot drive, the BIOS determines which drive is the boot drive, as opposed to like being like, oh my god, there's like 5,000 drive. Like it sets. Here, this is a little bit of a lesson. We'll probably edit this out, but I'm gonna try and explain this in the most piecemeal and like the most consistent rather thing possible. But my example is when I plug a Kali Linux bootable USB that I can boot straight from Kali, right? Straight from the USB, no install needed on the BIOS, no install needed on anything. The computer doesn't get confused because it has the default boot order in.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess that's
so,
true.
if you just made the default the only option, the default for the CUDA it'd be like, okay, this is what I have to do, and it'd assign the correct drive letter and everything.
I would still port everything over.
Right.
Like I'll use the CUDA as a main drive, and I'll also use it like to put all my streams on because it's 3 terabytes.
Right.
But I'm still gonna, because I still want to back up everything on the other one and wipe it. Because it's been collecting data ever since like 2015.
What you do?
It's never been like it's so dense that it like will crash before it defrags.
Right. What you do is you move all that onto the CUDA in its own separate folder, and then you just wipe it from there. And then you repartition it and you use it as a backup, but it's been since 2015. Most hard drives start to fail after 3 years.
Yeah.
Actually, the strange statistic is that they fail usually most likely after 1 year. And then it goes down after 2 years, and then it goes further down after 3 years, and then it stays at the same very low rate past that. Strange, yeah?
That's a really weird thing. If it was like a species.
Very odd. Yeah. But, okay, back to the video at hand.
Well, here's your baby. If he doesn't die next year,
actually,
then we'll be seeing him every day for the next 3.
Do you know what's fucking terrifying?
What?
SIDS. Sudden infant death syndrome.
Oh god.
The baby literally just dies. No reason.
Fuck.
Yeah. Anyway,
I bet it's lupus.
No, it's not. It's literally just sudden infant death syndrome. There's no
lupus.
reason. It just dies.
It's gotta be lupus.
It's not lupus.
It's
Anyways.
It's never lupus. Ow.
Oh, I get what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I understand.
Keep extra Vicodin in the lupus book. It's never lupus.
Okay. So my background, right, is I did the same cringy thing that's happening to children all across the nation, all across the world. I just watched YouTube. I'm like, hey, I want to be funny. I'm kind of funny, I think, and I'm just like, let's make YouTube, and then, life goes on. I don't really do that. I almost said I D my way through school. That sounds very suggestive, but I near flunk my way through school. I got D's because I didn't turn in my homework or even do my homework, right? But I would get perfect scores on most of my tests. I knew the material, I just didn't do the homework, right?
Yeah.
So I got D's because all my test scores were super high, but all my homework was zeros.
Yeah.
So I'd get D's in all the classes, and that's not a failing grade.
See, my dad had, sorry to sidetrack a little bit, my dad had this really backwards teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would do one test over the year to see what everyone knew, and then he would do a bunch of assignments to base off of that.
Well, that's a good thing.
Not if that's the only test you ever give.
Oh,
and make that test 70% of the grade.
Yeah,
Everyone failed.
Yeah, no
that
shit.
Year.
Yeah, no shit. But yeah, that's good plan, poor execution.
You're supposed to give an end of the year test.
Right.
And use that result to update
that's
the
where
first
the
one.
That's where the term pre-test comes in.
Yeah, but I guess it was too old time for that.
But yeah, no. It's good. You kind of get the general gist of who we are. But like, how offensive do we want? Like, I know we want to be kind of like. I think the main no, I think we should just go all out on this channel. Just be ourselves. If Canada doesn't like it, so be it. Anyway, we don't live in Canada. We're in Florida right now.
Yeah, I live in Maine. He lives in Florida. I'm visiting.
Yeah, the main... actually, we'll get to that in a second. But my background... the kind of idea was that we would display It'll work out. Okay, so my background is like I said, I was wanting to make videos, and then I'm like, oh hey, yeah, I'll make videos, and I got Fraps for real. I mean, I also got Fraps totally legally, just
Didn't-
like you did.
Didn't I give it to you? I mean, buy it for you?
No, no.
Or did we both have the same?
No. I actually bought Fraps for $20. And I got the install. I was still a fledgling. I figured everything out. And I got Cyberlink. I started out with Camtasia, and then I moved to Cyberlink.
Oh yeah, we both had Camtasia too.
Yeah,
Camtasia
I
was
prefer
such a
Camtasia.
godsend, and then Cyberlink came along, and the only reason I haven't ditched it yet is because it does so much more than Camtasia, but crashes so much more than Camtasia.
Well, we have HitFilm now, though.
Yeah, I know. But HitFilm crashes too.
Yeah,
At least
but
it does on my computer.
actually, do you know what's funny? Premiere Pro doesn't fucking crash. Very often, anyways. It freezes sometimes, which makes me paranoid, but it doesn't crash. Anyways, life continued. I met Devin under strange circumstances that perhaps we shall get into at a later date, but not right now. But we met, and it was cool because we got along really well, despite a whole bunch of shit happening, and it became that we worked really well together when we did, quote unquote work. That meaning when we did go ahead and make videos, we worked really well together, and we just had fun playing together. Playing GTA is the big catalyst, I believe. But
yeah, like as much as we like to rip on it,
yeah,
and like we're ripping on it for valid reasons, of course.
Yeah.
Like they deserve it.
It's a broken game nowadays.
It's not that it's broken. It's that
they
tried to make it something they could profit on rather than something people could enjoy.
Yeah.
When you're playing GTA Online, you are not a player. You are a customer.
Right.
And they don't have a customer is always right policy.
Right. And it just became terrible. But it continued on to where, like I said, where we wanted to make a GTA movie. And then we created this entire lore, which we'll get into soon-ish. But the major thing is that Devin got through high school.
Somehow.
I dropped out, got my GED, and we're now both in Florida right now. He's visiting, but we're working together, and we've got big plans. All right, next card. All right, so what is this? What is Star Studios? So it's basically a startup YouTube film studio. We will put our stuff on YouTube, or like if YouTube dies, which I doubt it will very soon, but we'll put it up on any free website that has ads, maybe, so that we can make money off of it, unless there's copyrighted content, which we won't run ads on it. But we're trying to go as free as possible, but we're gonna make like feature films that you can buy if you want to.
Yeah,
Do you know what we could do? We could do a kind of scummy thing where we make a film. We make a streamlined version of a film. We film all of what we want to make, but we make a streamlined version of the film. Put that on YouTube. And make like a director's cut and sell that. That's a scummy.
Doesn't actually sound too scummy.
No, I think it's fair.
You're gonna buy. Okay, if you want to watch a movie, you're gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah.
But if we're putting a streamlined if you really don't give a shit and just want to see a streamlined, no bullshit version, then go watch it.
Well,
for
it's not
fucking
even
free.
it's not even no bullshit. It's just getting the basics of the story through, and then
and as much as the needed information as possible.
yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah, I think that's what we should do. So that's a future business practice. That goes into one of the other categories on the. I have like cards here. I like made cards for a specific video. We were originally going to do this on camera, but it's much easier to not do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, the basic story of Star Studios, right, is we're playing, and sue us, Star Citizen. We're playing Star Citizen. And that's where the name kind of comes from, but we're playing Star Citizen. We get into
This is one of the weirdest origins of our name. Of a company.
We get into a one-sided dogfight because we both got the Aurora, which has one gun and it's slow as shit. We're trying to collect a tape for someone, and we end up ejecting out of the ship before it blows up, and we start. I start slowly EVAing myself, like extravehicular actioning myself towards the actual tape itself.
Oh, it wasn't a
so
tape.
that
It was
I
a
can
crime tower.
no
a comm tower.
No, it was a tape. We were collecting a tape from wreckage.
Right.
But I slowly start moving towards it, and previously to that, I accidentally did something, right, and got a crime stat, which sends you to Grim Hex.
You turned off the comm array.
Yeah, I turned off the comm array, and that sent me to Grim Hex when I died.
The mission was like, turn on the comm array, and just as he got to the comm array, it turned itself back on, so he turned it off.
Yeah, which gets you a crime stat. But I got exiled is the word I'm going to use, because I'm going to integrate that later. I'm going to call back on that. But I'm like slowly floating towards the thing, and then as a joke, I'm like, you know what? I'm like some kind of religious like guy. Like, I got exiled for doing something completely innocent. You know, I went through a whole shitload of suffering, and right now I'm martyring myself to go and get the tape, right? And you know, it turns out I could have held shift and gotten there twice as fast, which is like a side thing. But, you know, I was just slowly floating towards the objective, and I just became like, it just became the Zen moment where we're like, recently, an episode of Last Week Tonight came out about televangelists and how easy it is to start a religion. And I'm like, and Devin, I'm still going to we could do this as soon as I get a decent income, but we're going to start a religion officially. As a joke. Well, we might want to wait until we do that in Canada, but it might not be as easy, so we might not do it, but we're hoping to move to Canada.
But yeah,
basically, I'm like, let's just start a fake bullshit religion. And then when it came to be that we wanted to make a film studio, we just copied the name over. And
Star Studios sounds so good.
It sounds really good.
And then there's that Star acronym that just fits because we chose Star as Studios.
I'm in school right now, and there's something in creative presentation called I forget her name. But she's a writer. Well, she's a presenter just by nature. She does presentations for her job, and she wrote books about creative presentation. And there's something called the Star Moment, where it's something they'll always remember. And that just, it's funny how that ties in.
You told me that. I legit got chills.
Mm.
I'm not kidding. Like, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that's funny. Yeah. That's the basis for it. Is we also here we'll transition into the next thing. All right. So the current situation, just to kind of outline it, is Devin's quote unquote full time. Like he isn't completely set up basically for it, but he's going to be full time vlogging.
Sort of, not
Which
really full time.
should we put the Easter egg in as to what is going to happen with that? No, okay. He's full time vlogging, and
like acknowledging that there is an Easter egg is
yeah.
as far as I'm willing to go.
Okay, but I'm in school, like I just said. Full Sail University will represent. I'm going there for film. I'm getting the education, and he's getting
expertise.
That's what my thing is that I'm getting the expertise, but you're getting the actual hands-on experience full time.
Yeah,
like
I'm also meeting with job people to help me out with it.
Right. So he's networking professionally, I'm networking educationally, and also semi-professionally.
Yeah. Well, they're teaching me a good deal too.
You're gonna mostly know what will, like, I keep shifting what this is, but I feel like you're mostly gonna know what's going to work specifically for our stuff, and I'm gonna know what works in general.
Yeah.
You're going to be networked specifically for our stuff. I'm going to be networked in general for our stuff, right? And then we've got an ongoing universe going on as well. Well, I guess it's multiverse, but
I like Paraverse.
Well, no, we'll get into that. I'll explain to you what I think that should be.
I know what you're referencing. I think the name should stay the same.
Yeah. But
just because I think it's really good.
But I'll kind
Unless you had a really good one for me.
I'll go over that just in a second.
Okay.
Off video, because, leaking. Well, I guess... No, we'll let you guys figure that out.
Yeah.
But we've got an ongoing multiverse.
Stay tuned to my channel. I have a lot coming.
You're right.
You won't even see it.
They will. That's how slow you put out content, mate.
Fuck.
But no, we've got several interconnected projects in that multiverse as well. So expect hopefully big things in the future if anybody's even fucking watching this.
Subscribe to Star Studios at YouTube.
Yeah. We're just going to get a bunch of comments like freaking out parents about the SIDS thing.
We said that on podcast.
We said that on the channel trailer.
Fuck.
I can edit it out if we should we?
No. We'll dig our own graves.
Yeah, all right. I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
Okay. See, people will be like, they just made a reference. What's wrong with that? And then defend us. And then people will be like, down with them. Either way, we're getting publicity.
Yeah, true. But that's one way of looking at it, certainly.
No. The reason I say leave it in is because no one's gonna fucking care.
Right.
Like, we're just a couple of people trying to talk about our passions.
We weren't
what that we mentioned a deadly illness? It's not like we laughed about... Well, did we?
No, not really.
It's not like we laughed about it.
I was explaining how terrifying it was.
Yeah, exactly. We're spreading awareness, if anything.
Okay, let's end it off on that. That's the channel trailer. Thanks for watching. See you soon.